Alright, let's get to the point. So if you're tired of clicking on new tips and tricks videos just to have your time wasted because you already know all of them, yeah, me too. So I found 6 tips that are actually useful, not overused, not lame, and I'm going to share every single one of them with you today. So yeah, let's go. Alright, so very few people know about this trick. Some hyperpop guys put me onto it. It's how a few of the top producers get their beats to clip super cleanly without messing up the melody, like how a lot of TikTok remixes are made. Download this special bass, and I'm going to link in the description. It's a very specific one you have to have. Drag it in, of course, and you're going to copy and paste the 808 pattern on. Alright, next unwrite it from the master and write it to the melody, just like that. Alright, and now you're going to put a soft clipper on, and you're going to want to turn up the bass a ton until it clips, like this. Alright, and now add an EQ on after the soft clipper, and then you're going to want to EQ out the sub bass, so now you can't even hear it, so you're only left with the distortion. And then when you add in your 808, and you can even go into the velocities and turn it up and down. Like if you only want it to distort all like the second note, turn this down. So it's super, super dope. Okay, so this next tip is for when you're having trouble finding the perfect kick for your 808. And the cool part is you're actually making the kick out of the 808, so it's guaranteed to work every single time. First off, copy your 808, and you're going to want to change stretching to E3 generic. Then go to pitch, turn everything down, and match these settings exactly. Just turn the decay up and the amount 100%, so it should look just like this. So now we got this. Alright, next go to the volume tab, and you're going to want to do the same exact thing. Just turn everything else down and move the decay up. And you're going to want to line it up with that previous one, so right about there, right over that gray line. Alright, now we got this. Then go back to this tab, hit reverse polarity, that's really important, and then pitch it down to your taste. Now you got this. Next, just copy your 808 pattern over, just like that, so it's automatically pitched perfectly. You don't have to like go through and like manually adjust the kick because the rat kick's not hitting right, you know what I mean? Because sometimes kicks cannot work with like super high 808s or super low 808s. This fixes that. And this is before. And after. Okay, so this next tip, I had no idea this was actually a thing in the first place, but MIDI notes are actually linked by color in FL Studio. It's insane. Let me kind of show you what I mean by that. Alright, I'm gonna grab a one shot, drag it in. Alright, let's put in some chords, just something super quick and simple. Let's do a minor chord, invert that, copy this over. Let's go down, move that up like that. Let's copy this over, go up, copy it over one more time. Alright, and go just like this. And then pitch that one up too. Alright, now let's take this top note and then click this color right here. Boom, replace it, now it's colored. Now let's add a slide right here. Double click, change to a slide note. And this way, this slide only affects these two notes. Space these down so we got more to work with. This note, color it pink, just like that. Slide that. Let's do another pink one here. Slide it down here. Let's pitch this up 2. Let's do the same thing here. Alright guys, this video has been brought to you by Producers Next Up. If you've ever wondered why people with beats half as good as yours get tons of placements while you might get little to none, it has everything to do with somebody on the inside prioritizing your beats and your loops. Everyone I know who's gotten regular major placements has either a deal with an A&R, a DJ, engineer, manager, or just has a super good relationship with them. And that relationship took years to establish. Obviously, it can be insanely tough to establish these relationships and find the right deals. So what Producers Next Up did was start a dedicated Discord server that shortcuts the entire process. It gives you direct access to the producers, A&Rs, managers, and even in some cases the artists themselves, and it's growing rapidly. Lots of members have already landed major placements grinding out their server without having any sort of massive following or pre-existing relationships. So if you're serious about getting your first placement this year or adding some extra royalty checks and advances to your income, click the link in the description to join Producers Next Up, and I'll see you on the other side. So yeah, let's go into tip number 4. So there's lots of different people out there who claim they have like the cure to beat block or all that kind of stuff. But honestly, the only thing that I've found that consistently helps me every single time is create one big MIDI pattern just using a piano. Because a lot of what causes beat block is it doesn't sound good in the moment while you're actually creating it. So by using a piano, it's a lot harder to mess up with that. And then later you're going to want to go and just kind of pick apart the MIDI and make an entire melody that way. It's a whole lot cooler when I actually demonstrate this. So yeah, here's a piano melody I made. first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these low notes. So all of this right here, Control X. Just open an Analog Lab and then paste it on an Analog Lab. All right, next let me find a sound I like. I wanted more of a catchy ambient melody. So I like that preset a lot, and then you could even copy and paste it again. Just copy over that same pattern, except this time let's pitch it up and find another cool sound. Or that sounds fire. Alright, that is crazy. Alright, next let's grab these right here, take those out. Alright, let's find a one shot. Let me look at my Tone Forge collection. Let's add lots of reverb to that. I've been loving this plate reverb. Alright, and lastly, let's pull these sounds off. Let's find the pluck. And then add a bass. And yeah, just like that, you turn a piano melody into something a little bit more interesting. Super easy to get yourself out of a rut. Alright, so I put back the normal piano pattern because it'd be perfect for demonstrating this next tip, which is amazing for spicing up any boring melody. It's actually really unique, so stay tuned. First off, route whichever layer you want to affect to just another mixer chain right next to it. Alright, and then you want to apply an EQ, and then you're going to take the high band and move it down like that until you get this right here, and then make it as tight as possible using the middle mouse wheel. Next, you're going to want to turn it up, probably just about 8 dB or so, just like that. So now you got this. Alright, and for a more interesting sound, add auto-tune after and set it to the key of your MIDI. So now it sounds like an actual tuned instrument. Add some reverb and then right click, move it around just a little bit, go to tools, last tweak, create automation clip, and it literally creates an automation. So go up and down just like that. And when you start stacking layers like this and doing this automation up and down, it creates a super cool sounding melody. Alright, and finally we're going to stay in this project for the final tip, and it's another trick I use to come up with really good ideas. But just like you can chop up a sample, you can also chop up MIDI files, and you should really be doing that. Normally I chop it into quarters, or if there are any changes, like right here there's a lot of MIDI change, cut that, or you can cut them up into halves. Alright, let's start switching stuff around here. Switch this one and this one. Alright, so I love this right here. Let me put this over here. Yeah, like what we could do is copy that over like that, zoom this out as normal, and then put this back the way it was. So that way you've got like a B section to your melody. And like you could have the drums drop right here. So yeah, that sums up everything for this video. If you guys love these tips, make sure to follow me on Instagram as well. I post all kinds of stuff just like this. And if you already are a follower or a viewer, I really appreciate the support. So yeah, until next time.